Explain like I'm 5. Why have there never been animals as big as the dinosaurs since their extinction? Apart from a blue whale, there have not been any significantly large animals since the dinosaurs roamed the planet. Why haven't we seen another large species since that time? Although they didn't exceed the size of the dinosaurs, the megafauna of the Eocene-Oligocene grew much larger than modern mammals. The largest known being relatives of the modern rhinoceros known as Paraceratheriidae, the largest of which may have weighed up to 20 tons. Isn't blue whale bigger than dinosaurs? And it's a mammal. Basically, 1. It takes time for animals to get big, and the age of mammals only just begun. Reminder: dinosaurs weren't very big when they first appeared in Triassic. 2. How big animals can get depends on if there are enough resources to support it. Currently, humans kind of enforced a hard limiter on that. The biggest animal ever to have lived is alive today. It's the blue whale. The rules on this sub are a little weird, so I guess I gotta say more. The premise is a little off. If we're talking about land animals, then I would say it's just a function of time and environment not being quite as conducive to the larger-sized animals. Most dinosaurs were little bitty things that wouldn't even be knee-high on the average adult. As usual, it's the charismatic megafauna, the big dudes, that get all the attention. The biggest animal to have ever lived on planet Earth is the blue whale. Not some dinosaur. There were a lot of megafauna species quite recently, but they mostly went extinct because of the end of a glacial period, climate change, and, well, we ate them all. Oops. There were periods of time where atmospheric oxygen was much higher in concentration than present. When your breathing is more efficient, you're able to support larger sizes. The large dinosaurs were plant eaters who evolved in a period of tall trees where they got taller and taller to reach higher and higher, like giraffes. And the predators got bigger eating them. The reason it never happened again is carbon dioxide in the air declined and trees got smaller. Animals evolve as the world and their environment can handle. Because there was more carbon and more resources back then, stuff could get bigger because that size could be sustained. Blue whale is the largest animal to ever exist. WDYM? Have you been to Walmart? Everyone is talking about food and such. But one thing that was different during the dinosaur ages, there was higher oxygen concentration compared to today. This definitely allowed insects to be much bigger than today since they breathe through their skin. I wouldn't be surprised if it had positive effects on lizards and birds, although a quick Google search does have scientists speculate that it is the case. But I couldn't really find the mechanism. Also, some dinosaurs were small, so technically there are animals as big or even bigger than dinosaurs. I assume you mean land animals? Because modern whales are the largest animals to have ever existed on this planet as far as we know of. There has been no land or sea animal larger than the blue whale, for example. Oxygen levels were drastically higher back then, which contributed to megafauna. Over time, oxygen levels dropped. Dinosaurs were actually already heading downhill toward extinction before the asteroid hit. That was the nail in the coffin. It's complicated. Many now extinct mammals like woolly mammoths and Paraceratherium were as big as most large dinos. But humans are really good at hunting and killing big things, so they died out. Although it is worth noting that a group of sauropods known as titanosaurs were abnormally large for terrestrial animals, literal land whales. Any chance gravity was smaller owing to Earth being a less massive planet? There used to be a lot more megafauna, but we killed them all. Bigger the animal, the longer it takes to make babies. Humans like to hunt. And we tend to kill the big animals faster than they can reproduce. In contrast, small animals reproduce faster than we can kill them. Well, the woolly mammoth only went extinct about 4,000 years ago and had a size rivaling most large dinosaurs. Also, I read somewhere that bugs with exoskeletons were larger back then. Oxygen levels in the atmosphere were much higher than today, roughly 25. The concentrated oxygen helped them grow faster and larger. As the oxygen levels decreased, so did the bug's size. The blue whale is the largest animal to have ever existed on Earth, and they're still around. I'll add you're comparing many different animals that lived over a 200 million year time period to those that live in a 3,000 year period. Of course, the group covering 200 million years will have more. I'll leave the often repeated fact of Tyrannosaurus rex living closer in time to you than it did to Stegosaurus. And Stegosaurus lives roughly in the middle of time between you and the first dinosaur. My theory is that before the Younger Dryas, our planet's gravitational pull was lower, which allowed for animals to grow larger. There are a few things to consider. 1. Dinosaurs evolved over 140 million years. But it has only been 65 million years since dinosaurs went extinct. Enormous animals could evolve again given enough time. 2. Dinosaurs had adaptations like hollow bones that made it more likely for them to evolve larger forms. 3. The composition of the atmosphere has changed since dinosaurs were roaming around. There used to be more oxygen to support large animals. 4. There used to be larger mammals than there are today. But it looks like we ate them all. Wasn't it higher oxygen level? This increased size of respiratory other body systems because it was so oxygen rich.